So today we are going to discuss some terminologies related to the tree data structure and the different types of trees. Okay. So the objective of today's session is to understand the various tree terminologies, types of trees, and memory representation of a binary tree. Okay. So today we are not going to learn any programs. We are just going to have a theoretical session discussing certain important terminologies and types of trees. Okay. So this is what we are going to see today. Let's begin with a small introduction to tree data structure. Okay. So you all know that tree is what kind of data structure? Is it a linear data structure or non-linear data structure?
Non-linear.
Non-linear. So you know that tree is a non-linear data structure, right? Whatever we discussed till now, stacks, queues, and linked lists are examples of linear data structures. Now this is the first non-linear data structure that you are studying. So tree is a non-linear data structure, and tree is mainly used for representing hierarchical relationships, right? Like your parent, grandparent, parent, child. So wherever you have this hierarchical relationships, you want to represent such hierarchical relationships, like family trees or table of contents. See, if you have a table of contents, so you will have the heading, subheading, right? Wherever you have a hierarchical structure and you want to represent it, you can go for this using this data structure, which is called as trees. Okay. Now let's see the definition of a tree. Okay. A tree is recursively defined. A tree is recursively defined. Okay. Note this word, recursively, as a set of one or more nodes. So there will be a set of one or more nodes where one node is designated as the root of the tree. So the one node will be designated as the root and all other nodes are the children of that root node. Okay. So one node is designated as the root of the tree, and all the remaining nodes can be partitioned into non-empty sets, each of which is a subtree of the root. So you will have somebody who's called as the root of the tree, and whatever nodes are left, all the remaining nodes can be partitioned into two sets. Okay, not necessarily two sets, into sets which are called subtrees of the root. Okay, we'll understand this when we see the diagrammatic representation of a tree. So you can say a tree can be recursively defined as one or more nodes, where one node is the root of the node, root of the tree, and all the remaining nodes can be grouped or partitioned into sets, which are called as the subtree of the root. Okay, so this is how a tree looks like. Okay, we are going to discuss some important terminologies which you will hear across in future sessions. Okay, so you need to be familiar with these terminologies. So what is shown in front of you is the diagrammatic representation of a tree. Okay, so you can see here there are some nodes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All these are nodes. Okay, just like linked list, here also we have the concept of nodes. So all these are nodes, out of which this node, the one on top, is designated as the root. Okay. So this is the root, and all other nodes can be grouped into sets, which are called as subtrees. So how many subtrees does this tree have? You can say this tree has 3 subtrees. This is one subtree, this is another subtree, and this is another subtree. Okay, so 3 subtrees. You can say this tree has 3 subtrees. So a tree can recursively be defined as a group of nodes or a collection of nodes when one node becomes the root of the tree and all the remaining nodes can be partitioned into sets, which will become the subtree of the tree. Okay, so this is the root node. All the remaining nodes can be referred to as the children node. Okay, so when you consider E and F are children nodes, whereas B is the parent node, but B is not the root node. Who is the root node? A is the root node. Okay, so whoever is the senior most ancestor, that will be the root node. So this is root node. All these are children nodes. Okay, and the nodes which are at the lowest level are referred to as the leaf nodes. Okay, leaf nodes do not have children. So whoever is at the lowest level of your tree, and who do not have children are called as the leaf nodes. Okay, so here E, F, G and H are called as the leaf nodes, and note that they don't have any children. They are at the lowest level. Okay, so what is root? Root is a specially designated data item in a tree. So it is a person who is at the topmost position of your tree. Okay, topmost in this hierarchical arrangement. So that is the first terminology, which is called as root. Node, each data item. The second term is node. Okay, so each data item in your tree is referred to as a node. So all these elements are called as nodes. Okay, so each data item in a tree is called as a node, and that it is a basic element in a tree. It specifies information. Any kind of information can be stored in a node. Okay, you can store integer information, you can store characters, you can store strings. So basically what is stored in the nodes? Some information, okay, which may be of any data type. So that is the second term, which is called as a node. These are all simple terms. Next term is edge. So what is an edge? Edge is the connection. The connecting line between one or more node is what is referred to as an edge. So the connection lines between two nodes is what is referred to as an edge. You can see here there are many edges in this tree. Okay, so that's the third term. So root, node and edge we have seen. Next term is level. Okay, these are all important terminologies related to trees that we are discussing. Okay, so what is meant by level? So you can see here demarcate something, the nodes demarcated by using lines which denote the level, right? So here understand that the root node is always said to be at level 0. Okay, so this is your level 0. Then the immediate children of the root node will be at level 1. Okay, so these people are at level 1. Then the nodes in the next level will be at level 2. The nodes in the next, that means all the children of the nodes in the level 1 will belong to level 2 and so on. Okay, so the entire tree structure is leveled, okay, in such a way that the root node will always be at level 0, and the immediate children, who are the immediate children of the root node? B, C and D, right? So B, C and D will be at level 1. Then the immediate children of B, C and D will be at level 2. The immediate children of the level 2 nodes will be at level 3 and so on. Okay, so the tree structure is always level like this, and the root node will always belong to level 0. Got it? What is meant by level?
Yes.
Okay. Now the next term is called as siblings. Okay, you know what is meant by sibling, right? So the children nodes of a given parent node are what are referred to as siblings. That means if you have a node A and they have two children, B and C, or say let's say they have three children, B, C and D, then B, C and D are called as siblings, right? So the children nodes of a given parent node are what is called as siblings. They can also be called as brothers. Okay, so if A is a root node, you can say that B and C are siblings. Then you can say that D and E are siblings. Why D and E are siblings? Because they will belong to the same parent B. Then you can say that F and G are siblings because they belong to the same parent C. So children of the same parent are what are called as siblings. Okay. Now you can see two demarcations using circles. So this is the left subtree. This is the right subtree. This is the root node, and which are the leaf nodes? D, E, F and G are the leaf nodes. Okay, so just keep in mind all these terms: root, node, left subtree, right subtree, siblings, left child, right child, etc. So who is the left child of A? B. Who is the right child? C. Who is the left child of B? D. Who is the right child? E. Who all belong to the left subtree? B, D and E belong to the left subtree. Who all belong to the right subtree? C, F and G. Okay, so sibling means children of the same parent. Okay, the next term is path. What is meant by path? Path is a sequence of consecutive edges from the source node to the destination. Okay, suppose you want to travel from A to E. You might have multiple paths from a source. So who is our source? A is our source and E is our destination. You might have multiple paths from a source to destination. But in this case, if I want to travel from A to E, I have only one path, which is this, right? This is the only path which is available to me. So the sequence of edges from the source node to the destination node is what is called as path. That means my path from A to E consists of this edge and this edge. This is referred to as a path from A to E. Now say I want to travel from A to I. Which is the path from A to I? These sequence of edges from A to I are part of the path from A to I. So path means nothing but a sequence of consecutive edges from the source node to the destination node. Okay. See, that is the path from A to I. Okay. Now the next term is height. Okay. Height means, look at the definition. Length of the longest path from the root to any leaf. Okay. Keep in mind this definition because this is often confused with the term depth. Okay. Height is often confused with another term which is called as depth. Just have a look at this definition. Don't confuse it. It is length of the longest path from root to any leaf. Longest path. Keep that term in your mind. Longest path from root to any leaf. Okay. In other words, height of a node is the number of edges on the longest path from the node to a leaf. Okay. Another way to define it is that the height of a node is the number of edges on the longest path from the node to a leaf. We'll see an example. Okay. A leaf node will have a height 0. A leaf node will always have a height 0. Keep these terms in mind. We'll see an example. Okay. Before that, one more term, ancestors and descendants. You know what is meant by ancestor and what is meant by descendant, right? Ancestors of a node are all the nodes along the path from the root to the node. Okay, suppose you have a tree like this, A, B, C, D, and E. So who are the ancestors of D? C, B, and A are the ancestors of D. So what is ancestor? Ancestor of a node are all the nodes along the path from the root to the node. Means along this path from root to this node, whoever are there, they are the ancestors of that particular node. Right? Now, descendants, a child of a node in a tree and any of the children are descendants of a node in a tree. So who are the descendants of A? B, C, D, and E are the descendants of A. That means it's just like your family tree. Whether it is your father or you or your child, they all are the descendants of your grandfather, right? Just like that. So descendants means a child of a node in a tree and any of the children are descendants of a node in a tree. So child, grandchild, grandchild, all these are what is referred to as descendants. Parent, grandparent, grandparent, all those are called as ancestors of a node. Okay. Now, let's come to this term which is called as depth. Yeah, I told you depth is always is sometimes confused with height. Okay. Look at this diagram that will make the definition of depth and height clear to you. Okay. Look at the definition of depth. Depth is number of ancestors or the path length from the root. So you can see here root node is at a depth 0, right? This is at a depth 1. This is at a depth 2, right? But look at the height. 0, 1, this is 3. Why is that 3? Why is the height of this node 3? Can anyone tell me why is the height of that node which is highlighted in orange color 3? What is the definition of height? What is the definition of height?
Longest path.
Longest path from root to any leaf. Okay. So which is the longest path when you consider this tree?
From
This is
depth
the longest path, right? This is the longest path for if this node is considered. So you can see here height 0, height 1, height 2, height 3. So height of this node will be 3, not 2. Why? Because you have to always consider the longest path. Whereas depth does not have any such constraint. So depth is just the number of ancestors or the path length from the root. So if you say depth of this tree, of this node, it is 1, 2, 3. So depth of this node is 3. Number of edges. Just count the number of edges from the root node to that particular node. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's depth. Height, but when you're talking about height, you have to always consider the longest path. So this is the longest path. So it is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So that's the difference between height and depth. So you have to note that root will always be at the depth 0. Okay. Root node will always have a depth of 0, and depth of all other nodes will be equal to depth of parent plus 1. Right. So if you consider depth of this node, it is depth of parent is 0 plus 1 will be the depth of this node, right? When you consider this node, it is this person's height, its parent's height is 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So depth of a node can be designated by using this formula, that is depth of parent plus 1. These are two terms which you will hear in future. Don't confuse between these terms. Depth is just the number of ancestors or the path length from the root, whereas height is about the longest path. Okay. Now, some more terms which you will hear. Terminal node. Okay. What do you mean by a terminal node? You know what is meant by a node. Terminal node means a node with degree 0 is called as a terminal node or a leaf node. Okay. That means somebody who doesn't have a child. That is what is referred to as a leaf node. A node who does not have a child is referred to as a terminal node or leaf node. So if you see this diagram, who are the terminal nodes? This is terminal node number 1. This is terminal node number 2. This is terminal node this is terminal node number 3. So whoever is not having a child is called as a terminal node, or its degree is 0. Degree 0 means it does not have any out degree. Okay. It does not have any outbound nodes. It does not have any child. That is what is called as a leaf node or terminal node. Okay. So understand, terminal node and leaf node means the same thing. It means if a node does not have a child, then that node is referred to as a terminal node or a leaf node. Now, non-terminal node, all other nodes are non-terminal nodes, right? Any node whose degree is not 0 is called as a non-terminal node. So if you look at this diagram, which are the non-terminal nodes? This is a non-terminal node, NT1. This is also a non-terminal node, NT2. This is a non-terminal, this is a non-terminal node, NT3. This is also a non-terminal node, NT4. So all the nodes whose degree is not 0, that means that person will have one child, okay, is called as a non-terminal node. Clear the difference between terminal and non-terminal? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So whoever is at the last level is called as a non-terminal node. Okay, whoever are the interior of the tree, they are called as the non-terminal nodes. Again, another term, internal node. Internal node means same thing, just same as non-terminal node. Okay, node with at least one child is called as the internal node. External node, again leaf node or terminal node can also be referred to as external node. That means node without any children. So remember, terminal node or leaf node or external node means the same thing. That means whoever is at the last level and who do not have any child. Okay. Next, non-terminal node and interior node means the same thing. That means they'll have at least one child. Okay. Path, we have already seen what is meant by path, right? It's a ordered list of nodes from your source to a destination. That's path. Now, one more term, degree. Degree means degree is equal to the number of children that a node has, right? So degree means what? Number of children a node has. A degree of a leaf node is 0. Why? Because leaf nodes do not have children. So if you consider this diagram, what is the degree of the leaf node? Of this node? It's 0 because it does not have any children. What is the degree of this node? It's 1, 2 because it has 2 children, right? What is the degree of this node? 1, 2 because it has 2 children. Okay, we are talking about the immediate children. So degree of a node means the number of children that node has. That is what is called as degree. Now, in degree and out degree. You might have heard of these terms when in 10th or 12th when you learnt about graphs. What is in degree? In degree is the number of edges arriving at a node, and out degree is the number of edges leaving that node, right? So what is the in degree? What is the in degree of this node? In degree is 1, right? In degree is 1. Out degree is 0 because there is no edge leaving from this node, correct? So when you consider this node, look at this node. What is the in degree? In degree is also 1. Out degree is also 1 because one edge is arriving and one edge is leaving, right? So in degree means number of edges arriving to a particular node, this one, and out degree means number of edges leaving a particular node, okay? So in the coming sessions, you will hear these terms, okay? So you should understand what I'm talking about. When I say in degree or when I say path, you should immediately recollect what it is, okay? So these are some of the important terminologies related to trees. For the examination, you may get a theoretical question with some of the terminologies listed and you will be asked to explain, okay? So this is one probable question also. So what are the terms that we discussed? Root, who is at the top of the hierarchy, okay? Node, every element inside the tree is called as a node. A node normally stores some information inside it. Edge is the connection between two nodes. Level, the tree structure, whole tree structure is leveled such that the root node belongs to the level 0. The immediate children of the root node belongs to level 1 and so on, right? Siblings, children of the same node are referred to as siblings. Path, it's a sequence of edges from a source node to a destination node, right? Height, it's the length of the longest path from root to any leaf, okay? Ancestors and descendants. Ancestors are all the nodes along the path from the root to that node. So that means whoever is above that node. Descendants, a child of a node in a tree. It could be children of the children, children of the children of the children, and so on. Okay, it means child, grandchild, grandchild. All those are called as descendants. Depth, it's just the number of ancestors or the path line from the root. Remember the difference between depth and height. Root node will always have a depth of 0 and leaf nodes will always have a height of 0, right? Other terms which we discussed, terminal, leaf and external node means the same thing. That means a node which does not have any child. Non-terminal or interior node means it will have at least one child. Degree means number of children a particular node has. In degree means number of edges arriving at a particular node, and out degree means number of edges leaving that particular node. Okay, so these are the some of the important terminologies. Now let's proceed to the types of trees. Okay, so there are different types of tree data structures, different types of trees which you can implement. Look at this. There are 6 common types of trees: general trees, forests, binary trees, binary search trees, expression trees, and tournament trees. Okay, you have to study the implementation, that is a program for only this one. Okay, only that is mentioned in your syllabus. So we'll be also having a look at the implementation of binary search trees. Apart from that, you just have to understand what all these are. Okay, so what are the different types of trees? There's general trees, there is forest, this binary tree, this binary search tree, expression tree, and tournament trees. Okay, let's see what all these are about. Okay, the first kind of tree is general trees. Okay, General tree means a tree, okay? A tree in which there's no restriction on the number of subtrees, okay? So you can see here this, how many subtrees this particular tree has? How many subtrees does this tree have? Tell me.
3.
3. So this general tree is normally an M-ary tree. Okay, M-ary tree means M stands for, if M is 2, that means it will have 2 subtrees. If M is 3, it means it has 3 subtrees. If M is 4, that means it has 4 subtrees. So a general tree is an M-ary tree. Okay, that means M stands for the number of subtrees. So there's no restriction about the number of subtrees a particular tree can have. Okay. So it's just a normal tree where every or the topmost node is a root node, and then you'll have a lot of children nodes, leaf nodes, all those concepts is there. Tree, it's just a tree, but the condition is that it can have any number of subtrees. Okay, so what is given here is a three-ary tree. That means it has 3 subtrees. Okay, now a three-ary tree is also called as a ternary tree. Now if a tree, suppose I draw a tree like this, A, B, C, D, E, F. This is what? This is a two-ary tree. That means it has only 2 subtrees. Or it can also be referred to as a binary tree. Okay, there's one more restriction for binary tree which I'll tell you. So this is an example of a binary tree, whereas this is an example of a ternary tree. So general trees means a tree which can have any number of subtrees. Okay, that's the first type of tree. Just understand what is a general tree. It's a tree. It can have any number of subtrees. It could be binary, it could be ternary, or it could be quad, or whatever. Okay. The next kind of tree is called as a forest. Look at the definition of a forest. A forest is a disjoint union of trees. Okay. It's a union of trees. Now, how do you get? A set of disjoint forests is obtained by deleting the root and the edges connecting the root node to the nodes at level 1. Okay, so if this is a tree, okay, suppose you delete these links, you get a disjoint set of trees. See, if you delete these 3 links, what will happen? B becomes a separate tree, CD becomes a separate tree, EFGH becomes a separate tree, right? So this represents a forest. So how do you get a forest? A forest is a set of disjoint trees that can be obtained by deleting the connection from the root node to the immediate children of the root node. So this is the root node, right? So who are the immediate children of the root node? B, C and E. So if you delete the connection from the root node to its immediate children, what you get is a disjoint set of trees which is referred to as forest. Okay. So this figure A is the forest and figure B is the original tree. So in the original tree, if you delete the edges connecting the root node to its immediate children, what you get is a forest of trees. Got it? Did you understand what is meant by a forest? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is a binary tree. Okay, this is very important. A binary tree means, look at this. In a binary tree, the topmost element is called as a root node, and each node has 0, 1, or at the most 2 children. So each node can have maximum 2 children, at most 2 children. It can have 0 children also, no problem. It can have 1 child also, no problem. But maximum 2 children. Such a tree. So if you have a tree where every node satisfies this property, then it's called as a binary tree. Okay. So, but suppose in this diagram, if you have this node has 3 nodes, this node has 3 childs, then it is not a binary tree. So in a binary tree, recursively every node should satisfy this property. What is the property? Every node can have 0, 1 or at the most 2 children. So if you have a tree like this is a binary tree. If you have a tree like this is also a binary tree. If you have a tree like this is also a binary tree. But if you have a tree like this is not a binary tree. Okay. So in a binary tree, recursively, every node must satisfy this property. What is the property? Every node has 0, 1 or at most 2 children. Okay. This at most is important. At most 2 children. Got it? Understood what is a binary tree?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll see the different types of binary trees also in today's session. So as of now, we saw general trees. General tree means emery tree. Okay, it can have any number of subtrees. Forest means the tree which you get when you delete the link from the root node to its immediate children. Binary tree means a tree in which every node recursively satisfies the property that every node should have only 0, 1 or at most 2 children. That's a binary tree. Now, this is another kind of tree whose implementation also we have to study. It has wide applications in computer science. We'll see that also. See, a binary search tree is a binary tree. Okay, it is a type of binary tree. So that means here also every node should satisfy the property that it can have 0, 1 or at most 2 children. So it is a type of binary tree, but there's a speciality about this tree. Okay, it is an ordered binary tree. That means there is some ordering of the elements in the nodes. Now, what is that ordering? See, in a binary tree, look at this. In a binary search tree, all the nodes in the left subtree have a value less than the root node. Who is the left subtree? This. Okay, so we are talking about binary search tree. See, this is the left subtree, correct? And this is the right subtree, right? So when you see the left subtree, just observe the values in the left subtree. All these values are less than 39. And whatever values are there in the subtree, they are greater than 39, correct? So all the values in the left subtree will be less than the root node. And all the values in the right subtree is greater than the root node. Okay. Now this property is recursive in nature. That means what? Now if you see 27, okay, just observe this node 27. Just think that this is the root node. When you see the left subtree of 27, you can see all the values are lesser than 27. And if you see the right subtree of 27, you can see all the values are greater than 27. Correct? This property is recursive. So now look at the 18, node 18. You can see that all the values in the left subtree are lesser than 18 and all the values in the right subtree are greater than 18. If you see this node 9, 9 does not have any left subtree. 9 only has a right subtree. So you can see 10. This value is greater than 9. If you see 21, 21 does not have a right subtree but it has a left subtree. So the value in the left subtree is smaller than 21. If you see this, 29, 28 is smaller than 29, 36 is greater than 29. 45, 40 is smaller than 45 and all the values in its right subtree are greater than 45. So is the concept clear? What is meant by binary search tree? Got it? Understood? Okay. Sorry, I got disconnected. So we were discussing binary search tree. So as I said, in a binary search tree, every node follows this property. That is, all the values in the left subtree will be smaller than the root node and all the values in the right subtree will be greater than the root node. Okay, so that is applicable for each and every node in your tree. Every node's left subtree will have values smaller than that particular node and values in the right subtree will be greater than the value of that particular node. Okay, so as you can see, if you take this particular node 29, you can see that the value in the left subtree of 29 is smaller than 29 and the value in the right subtree is greater than 29. That's applicable for every node. Such a tree is called as a binary search tree. Okay. The next type of tree is called as expression tree. Okay. What is an expression tree? As you can see in this figure, expression tree is a tree which is used to store mathematical expressions. Okay. So you can see here, this particular expression tree stores the mathematical expression A minus B plus C into D. Okay, so you can see that the interior node stores the operators and the leaf node stores the operands. Okay, so A minus B plus C into D. This is the mathematical expression that is stored in this tree. We'll be discussing expression trees in detail later on, but as of now, just understand that expression tree is also a binary tree and it is used to store algebraic expressions. Okay. The next category of trees is called as the tournament trees. Tournament trees, as the name indicates, is used to store all the games or results that happens in a tournament. Okay, it can be used to depict the results or the winners and losers of a particular tournament or a match. Okay, as you can see in the figure, look at this tree. This depicts a tournament tree. Okay, for example, let it be a chess game that we are playing. So you can see here there are different levels of the game being played, and A is the ultimate winner of the game. See here, a match is being played between A and B. A wins the game, so A is the parent node of A and B. So in the match between A and B, A is the winner. In the match between C and D, D is the winner. Then these A and D, the winners play a game. That's how it happens in tournaments, right? So A and D will proceed to the next round and they'll play a game among themselves. A is the winner of the match between A and D. In the same way, in the match between E and F, E is the winner. Between G and H, G is the winner. Then E and G will have a game together, out of which E is the winner. Then ultimately A and D will have a match together, out of from which A rises to be the winner. So this tree depicts the outcomes of a tournament or a game. Okay, this is another kind of tree. So what are the different trees that we have discussed so far? General trees, which is an emery tree, in which a tree can have any number of subtrees. Okay. Forest is a disjoint union of trees, which can be obtained by deleting the links between the root node and its immediate children. Correct. Binary tree is a tree in which each node has this property that it can have 0, 1 or at most 2 children. Binary search tree is an ordered binary tree in which all the values in the left subtree will be smaller than that particular node and all the values in the right subtree will be greater than that of the node. Right? And the expression trees are binary trees, which are used to store arithmetical expressions. And then we discuss tournament trees, which are used to store the outcomes of a particular tournament. Okay, tournament trees are also referred to as winner trees because they give us the record of the winner at each level of the match. Okay, so that is what I have planned for today. We'll continue with the different types of binary trees in the next session. Okay.